Hello children, today we will be starting the bank chapter of economics class 10 and class 12. Let's first start with what a bank is. It is a financial institution. A financial institution is one which deals with money. It accepts money from the public. Those type of public who have extra money with them, they keep their money with the bank. And bank accepts their money. Then the bank uses it for the purpose of lending, uses that money which a person has deposited for the purpose of lending means giving loans, or for investment which is repayable on demand or otherwise, withdrawable by checks, drafts or order or otherwise. I'll explain these terms one by one. When a person deposits his money in the bank, he can take it out from the bank as and when he demands it, he needs it. Suppose he wants the money, he asks the bank for money, the bank has to pay him the money. This is known as demand, repayable on demand. In case he has kept the money for 5 years, before that time period he does not need the money, then he will not withdraw the money before that 5 year, but after 5 year his money automatically he will be able to withdraw. That is known as or otherwise. Or otherwise means it is repayable after the maturity period. Then a person can withdraw his money through checks, drafts, or by just giving an order, or by going to the bank and using the withdrawal slips, or by ATM cards. Any other methods are applicable. Hence, a bank is an institution whose main purpose is to accept the deposits from the public who have extra money and lend it to them who have scarcity of money. Okay? And the person who has given the money can ask his money back whenever he wants to. We next move on to another definition of a commercial bank. One very important point mentioned here is it is a profit-seeking financial institution. Its objective is to earn profit. Takes deposits from customers at a lower rate of interest. That means they pay the customers lower rates of interest and makes business loans at higher rates of interest. That means they lend out that money at a higher rate of interest. In addition, they also sell various investment products like shares, debentures, etc. and provide banking services to augment their profits. Like they help the people buy shares. For that, they charge a little amount of money. All that becomes a source of earning of the government. Is this concept clear? When the people deposit their money in the bank provides them say 7% interest. And when that same money is given out as loan by the bank to another person, from that other person the bank charges say 13% rate of interest. The difference 6% is the profit of the commercial bank. Now let's move on to the functions of commercial banks. The first function of commercial bank is creation of deposits, acceptance of deposits. People who have extra money can deposit their money in the commercial bank. There are 4 types of account or ways in which they can deposit their money. We'll first start with a current account. A current account is one in which a person, whenever he wants to, he can withdraw his money. How many times in a day he wants to, he can withdraw his money. And he can deposit his money as many times as he wants to. There is no restriction on withdrawing. There is no restriction on depositing. There is no restriction on the amount of money he will withdraw and the amount of money he will deposit. Okay, this type of account is generally opened by business people who needs to transfer money from one place to another. And bank is a safe method, so they make the use of current account. Now for this type of accounts, the bank cannot invest their money, cannot use their money for giving loans. So they don't earn interest on it. Since they don't earn interest on it, they don't pay interest on it. Okay? But on addition, for providing services like transferring money from one account to another several times in a day, the bank charges them a certain amount of fees. Okay? Current account service charges are levied. This type of account is known as a demand deposit, since the money can be withdrawn whenever demanded. The opposite of this is fixed deposit. A person with deposits a fixed amount of money in a commercial bank, a particular amount of money in a commercial bank for a fixed period of time. He cannot withdraw the money for that before the maturity period. Okay, hence the bank can get that person's money, use that person's money for lending out loans. Since loans can be lent out, the banks provide higher rates of interest on these type of deposits. Okay, another thing I forgot to mention here, money can be withdrawn through checks. Here, money cannot be withdrawn through checks. Then comes the savings account. In this, a person saves whatever he has, a little amount of money. Whenever he is able to save something, he deposits it there. But he can withdraw the money. He cannot withdraw as many times as he can withdraw in case of a current account holder. And neither is it so fixed as in case of fixed deposit. He can withdraw the money, but there is a limitation on how much he will withdraw and how many times in a day he will withdraw. The banks provide interest on these type of deposits, but lower rates of interest than that of fixed deposit accounts. And the money in this account can be withdrawn through checks. Moving on to the last type of deposit, which is known as a recurring deposit. It is a type of a fixed deposit. But in this case, the money here, a particular amount of money is deposited for a fixed period of time. But in this recurring deposit, again and again, at a fixed time interval, a particular amount of money is deposited for a particular number of days. For example, you start a recurring deposit with the condition that you will deposit 500 rupees per month for 12 months. That means every month you will have to deposit 500 rupees. Okay, you cannot withdraw the money like in case of fixed deposit, and the interest rate also in this type of an account is quite